What is going on, everybody? Back at it again with another YouTube video. And as you can tell, we're going to be talking about the 76ers today. Now, let me be clear with you guys. This is not about, Al Horford or any trade rumors or Tobias Harris. This is really about what happened yesterday in the NBA and the coach. It's got to be the coaches. I mean, that's really the only logical thing to really talk about nowadays is the coaching for the 76ers, because we still do not have a coach. And we are, nowhere near the season start because, as we know, it's still going on. Lakers, Denver, pulling it out. Great series. That's probably going to end up being Miami, Boston. That's already looking to be a great series. I'm rooting for the Miami Heat to win. And, the reason why I say that is because I hate Boston. I do not like Nikola Jokic, and I don't like the Lakers. It's that simple. I mean, I do not hate Jimmy Butler for what he did. There was nothing he did that was wrong about about leaving. It was not his fault. It was strictly the ownership, the GM, the management, the upper management not giving this man a contract. Why would I hate a guy that they didn't give a contract to? If I'm hating anybody, it's going to be the upper management, which I do hate. I despise them. Elton Brand, Brett Brown, the owner, they're awful. They have not done a single good thing except get Jimmy Butler, and they let him walk. And they signed Al Horford to a terrible contract, and they signed Tobias Harris to a terrible contract. And this offseason is now going to be an absolute struggle to get somebody either to fill them. No, honestly, you're not going to fill a spot like a Jimmy Butler role because he's a leader, he's a dog, and that's why he's up 1-0 in the series right now. 2 game-winning shots, technically. Two clutch shots, I will say that. He had the and one, and he had the 3 from the corner. He's a great leader. Jimmy Butler was that leader piece that we are now missing. Him and JJ Redick should have been the only 2 re-signed from last year's team, and they were the only 2 that weren't re-signed. It makes no sense. It just goes to show that this upper management has really no idea what they have been doing for, the past 7 years now? Getting Jimmy Butler was a game-changing move, and you let him walk, and now he's in the Eastern Conference Finals while we're sitting at home after just getting swept by the Boston Celtics with 2 bad contracts on our hands and a superstar that is potentially unhappy. But, that's my little 2:30 rant. But that's not what this is about again. This is about the NBA coaches and, the free agents. So, as we know, the Clippers just lost. Doc Rivers will not be getting fired. He will be the LA Clippers coach for next year. So he's out of it. But they do have some assistants. Tyronn Lue, Sam Cassell. Then there's guys that just got fired or are not returning. Billy Donovan, Mike D'Antoni. Those are the guys that I'm really going to be looking at is D'Antoni and Billy Donovan. I don't really want Ty Lue. I don't even want one of the 2 coaches that I'll be talking about, and I will explain the reason why. But I just don't know with this team. This team really, really bothers me. And it's not to the fact that, I won't watch them, because I will. I do have season tickets to the Sixers. I will always support them no matter what. But what they did this past season was absolutely unacceptable. For a Sixers fan that was, saying this team could go to the finals. This team could win the NBA championship. I thought that they were that good, and they weren't. And they disappointed me, and they were honestly pretty embarrassing throughout, the bubble after getting 53 points dropped on their heads by TJ Warren. I mean, these are things that happened almost a month ago and still make me mad because we were supposed to get over the hump. We were supposed to beat Boston this year. We were supposed to beat Milwaukee this year. And the guy that we traded or that we let go beat Milwaukee. So you sign all these guys to fill in that role to beat the Bucks and Giannis, and he did it himself with young guys, with one other All-Star that is nowhere near as talented as Joel Embiid. Bam Adebayo is a great player, but he's not Joel Embiid. And who is Ben Simmons on that team? Nobody. Dragic? No. Come on. They have a bunch of young guys that are very good. And I love watching the Heat play. I have thought that they have been a very fun team throughout. And I just can't get Jimmy Butler out of my head because he's where we should be. And he is doing this with rookies and undraftees and, first-time All-Stars. Blows my mind. But now getting into the coaches. So the two coaches that I have seen that the Sixers have a lot of interest in are Billy Donovan and Mike D'Antoni. Now, one of these two guys I do not like, and that is probably going to be the guy that we end up signing, and that is Mike D'Antoni. Now, the reason why I don't like D'Antoni is because he's been coaching since 1998. He was an assistant. He was an assistant in 98 and through 2003. He became a head coach 2003 till now. He coached the Suns from 03 to 08. Then he coached the Knicks from 09 to 12. Then he coached the Lakers for 2 seasons. Then he was an associate head coach with the Sixers. And then he went to Houston. And he is a very good winning coach. All right? In the regular season, that is. Because you have all these records. You have 62-20, 54-28, 61-21, 55-27, 32-50, 29-50. Those were the years in New York. Then he brought the Knicks to the playoffs, and then he was an absolute joke, 18-24. Then he was 40-32 with the Lakers. Then he was 27-55 with the Lakers. Then he got fired. Then with the Houston Rockets, he has had a pretty solid record. 55-27, 65-17, 53-29, and 44-28. Now, with that being said, in his career, he has 672 wins and 527 losses. That's pretty good. That looks pretty good to me. But what does Houston not have that we legit have the best of? A center. They didn't have a center this year. They have small ball offense. They run and gun. They play no defense. And I'm sorry, but if you don't trade these guys, if you do not trade Al Horford, and if you do not trade Tobias Harris, this will not work with him. Because he has known one offense his entire career. And that is run and gun, fast break, shooting jump shots. I mean, this is exactly what this team is not. The Rockets are exactly what the Sixers are not. They are the exact opposite. They are small. The Sixers are big. They shoot. The Sixers are not great shooters. They shoot, but they're not great. They don't have a center. The Sixers have the best. I mean, you can't make this up. So why? And then there was reports today that are saying it's D'Antoni's to lose. So we're just going to sign this guy that didn't have a center, who traded Clint Capella for I don't even know. That's who we're going to get. Blows my mind. And mind you, he has won nothing in this league. He's won a Coach of the Year in 2017, Coach of the Year in 2005. But where's the Oh, that's right. He doesn't have a ring. He doesn't have a finals appearance. He's not that great in the playoffs. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 10 coaches of the month. He's been coaching since 98. And come on, man. I just do not want him. He's not a right fit for this team. He's not. My personal preference would be Billy Donovan. Because he did coach Al Horford in college. He had 2 great bigs in college with Joakim Noah and Al Horford. Could that work? With Joel Embiid and Al Horford? I don't know. But with the Thunder, he has had a 243 wins and 157 losses in his career in 5 seasons, making the playoffs in all 5. I mean, he hasn't won anything either, but he also hasn't been coaching since 2003 in the NBA. He has been coaching since 2015 till now, and he told the Thunder that he didn't want to go back. They didn't even fire him. So basically what I'm saying is I don't want Mike D'Antoni. I don't want Tyronn Lue. I would love a player coach, don't get me wrong, but I don't want Ty Lue. And look at what Brad Stevens is doing with Boston. He's a college coach from Butler. Where are they at right now? Where have they been a couple times in the past? That's right, the Eastern Conference Finals, something that we have yet to get to. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Mike D'Antoni. I'm sure the news will come out, in the next couple weeks. I personally would love to have Billy Donovan as a head coach. I don't like D'Antoni, basically because his offensive scheme is the exact opposite of ours. That's why I don't like it. And that bothers me. It doesn't bother me. It worries me. Not saying that he's not a good coach, because he's clearly a good coach. But I don't think he would be a good coach for this team. So, with that being said, I do want Billy Donovan as the head coach. Do I think it will happen? Probably not. They'll probably sign D'Antoni and will probably lose again, because that's what Philadelphia does. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for the support of the channel. Hope you guys liked the video. Thank you again for watching, and I'm out. Peace.